Hey guys, what's up? It's TDRP Cubing here, and today I'm going to be trying out the Qiyi MP 2 through 5. And so as you can see, these are actually some really nice looking boxes, and along with the cubes, I also got this really nice cubicle logo for my main 3x3. And I'd also like to thank the cubicle for getting me these cubes early, even though I couldn't technically open them right away because of my competition. Either way, I really appreciate the cubes being sent here early. That was really nice. And so for the first cube, we have got the Qiyi MP 2x2. Alright, so it came in the standard Qiyi box along with a pamphlet. Alright, so here's the cube. I really like the MS 2x2, so I definitely can't wait to try this one out. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and get into first turns. That is very fast. I am really impressed right now by this cube's speed. Definitely doesn't feel as nice as the MS did right away, but the speed is incredible. I really like the magnet strength. It is a bit strong, but considering the fact that this cube is incredibly fast, it kind of needs the magnet strength to be strong. Because if the magnets were weak, this cube would be very uncontrollable. I am just blown away by this cube's speed. And I definitely think that with setup, this cube may be a backup main contender. I'm not quite sure because feel-wise, it doesn't feel like anything outstanding. But with lube and some breaking in, this cube may become my backup main. You never know. And so now I'm going to go ahead and try doing a speed solve on it. Alright, so now that the cube's all scrambled up, let's try speed solving it in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, that wasn't bad. It definitely didn't feel too controllable there during the actual speed solve, so that was a little bit disappointing, but the speed is still really good. I just think that with lubing and tensioning, this cube will be quite a bit better. But for now, it's not really anything that's too outstanding compared to the rest of my 2x2s, and I think the MS, at least for now, is still better than this cube. Alright, and so for the next cube, we have got the Qiyi MP 3x3. Alright, so it looks like it came with a spring adjustment tool, along with a pamphlet. Alright, so here's the cube, so let's go ahead and get into first turns. Alright, that's not bad. As you can see, the outside of the cube is pretty lubey, so I'll definitely have to wipe that off. Alright, so now that's fixed. This cube as well is also pretty fast. Definitely feels a little bit slower than the 2x2. And I've got to say, if I had to compare this to the MS, I'm not sure which one I'd say is better. Because honestly, the MS wasn't that great in my opinion, and this cube doesn't feel super great either. Like, it doesn't feel like a main or backup contender right now. Obviously, setup will improve it, but I'm not sure that's going to improve it enough. And so now let's go ahead and check out the spring adjustment system. I'm not quite sure if you can see that, but there are little numbers right here and here that tell you what setting it's on. So right now it's on the 3rd setting. And let's go ahead and see how many more settings there are. So it looks like there are 5 settings. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is put it on the 1st setting because it feels a little bit tight right now. So let's begin. Alright, so I really like that system and the fact that it has numbers to actually tell you what setting it's on, and so let's go ahead and try this thing out on the 1st setting. That feels quite a bit better. Still doesn't feel main or backup main worthy, of course, but it feels quite a bit better than it did on the 3rd setting. I really do think that lube would do the job with this cube, just like the 2x2. And so now I'm going to go ahead and try a speed solve on it. Alright, so now that the cube's all scrambled up, let's go ahead and try speed solve on it in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, that actually felt like a pretty nice solve. Not sure what that time was, of course, but it felt pretty fast. And so yeah, like I said, this cube is not anything too special right now, but it definitely feels pretty good. And I think that it might at least become better than the MS, but I'm not sure if it'll become better than my main or backup. Either way, it's still a pretty solid cube right now. And so heading on to the next cube, we have got the Qiyi MP 4x4. Alright, so it came with a pamphlet. Alright, so this cube is also pretty lubey on the outside as well, so I'll go ahead and wipe that off. And so now that the cube's all wiped off, let's go ahead and get into first turns. I'm not so sure about this. This cube is pretty uncontrollable right now, and it's locking up quite a bit. Like, it can't even corner cut this much. I feel like this much isn't that much to corner cut for a 4x4. And this cube is struggling to do it, so that's not good. And one problem I'm seeming to have with all of these cubes is that they all feel a little bit too tight, so I'll definitely have to loosen them all after this video. And I just gotta say, out of all the cubes I've unboxed so far, this one is probably the worst. The MS 4x4 is definitely better than this one right now. The inner layers aren't actually that bad. They actually turn better than the outer layers do, and they're more controllable. Honestly, right now, I'm not too impressed with this cube at all. Just like the last two cubes, there's nothing too special about the feel or unique, and it's just not very good right now. Setup will most definitely improve it, but how much is what I'm wondering. Like, how much could setup possibly improve this cube to make it even close to main or backup main worthy? I just don't see that happening, to be honest. It is starting to feel a little bit better with break-in, but not very much. But besides that, I'm not sure what else I could say about this cube. It's not that spectacular, and it's pretty uncontrollable, and all around, it just doesn't feel that great. And so yeah, I think that's just about all I have to say on this cube. Alright, so heading on to the next cube, we have got the Qiyi MP 5x5. This is definitely the cube that I'm the most excited for out of all these MP cubes. Alright, so this cube, as well as the others, came with a pamphlet. And just as well as the 3x3 and 4x4, this cube is also really lubey on the outside. Not sure why the 2x2 was the only cube to not be like this. Alright, so now that the cube's all wiped down, let's go ahead and get into first turns. So right off the bat, it definitely feels a little bit better than the 4x4, but it's also a little bit locky. Alright, that was actually a pretty easy fix. Yeah, I definitely think I'll have to loosen this cube a little bit too, because these are all a bit tight. And so if we go ahead and check out the corner cutting, let's see how it does with 1 cubie. It can do it. Let's see what it does with 1.5. And it can't cut 1.5. I'm pretty sure my main can cut that much. And so if I were to compare it to the MS 5x5, right now, I've got to say the MS 5x5 feels better. And I did grow to like the MS 5x5 more after I unboxed it, but I don't think this cube will quite reach the same height as that cube did. If there's one positive thing that I do have to mention about this cube, along with the rest of the MP cubes, is that the magnet strength is really nice. It's definitely quite strong, so if you prefer weaker magnets, these may not be the right cubes for you, but if you like stronger magnets, then this is a big plus. And I myself prefer medium strength magnets. So that is one thing that could actually be causing these cubes to feel a little bit too locky, is that the magnet strength may be too strong when I'm turning them, because the 2x2 is the fastest of all these, and none of the other cubes are really quite as fast. So I think the strong magnet strength was better suited for that cube than these ones. Definitely think a medium magnet strength may actually be better. And so talking specifically about this cube, it's definitely not main or backup worthy, and it doesn't feel too special like the rest of them. Right now, I definitely wouldn't recommend it over either my main or backup or the MS 5x5. Just like the rest, I think that setup will improve this cube quite a bit, but probably not enough. And that's kind of been the main theme of this whole video so far for all these cubes, is that they all feel a little bit too tight and they don't feel too special. But this cube, out of all of them, is definitely not the worst. And so yeah, that's just about all I have to say about this cube. Alright, and so for the final cube of this video, we have got another package from Amazon which contains the new relaunched version of the Rubik's 4x4. I heard from JPerm's video that this cube is way better than the first Rubik's 4x4, so I'm definitely really excited to try it out. Alright, so here it is. It looks really nice. Alright, so here's the cube. It feels quite a bit smaller than the original Rubik's 4x4, so let's go ahead and get into first turns. Wow. Well, for one, this cube is actually speed cubable, so that's a big step up from the original Rubik's 4x4. This feels way better. And I'm obviously not going to consider making this a main or anything, I just really wanted to try it out because of how much better it seemed to be than the original version. Yeah, so the inner layers turn pretty well too. I'm definitely going to be trying a few speed solves on this cube after this video. So here it is compared to the original Rubik's 4x4, and it is quite a bit smaller. And if you take a closer look here, you can see how much less blocky the pieces are than the original. And so here's me trying to speed cube on the original. As you can see, I really can't do that. And here's me trying to speed cube on the newer version. As you can see, it is much better. And so yeah, I am very happy with this cube and the way it turned out. It is definitely a huge step up, as I've said. And unlike the original, this is one I'd actually be willing to take out with me and just solve anywhere. Because it's actually a cheaper option than the original and it turns way better. I definitely don't suggest buying this if you're looking for an actually really good 4x4, but if you have the original Rubik's 4x4 and you want a better version, then definitely try this out. It is way better. And so yeah, that's just about it. So that, guys, was the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you have any questions, then make sure to ask them down in the comments below. Besides that, have a good day and bye. See you next time.